All right, good evening, everybody. I'm super excited to have our weekly Live with Liz call, and I'm so thrilled that everybody took time out of their evenings to get on tonight. We've got a good crowd, and I'm super excited to have two special guests tonight. We're going to have a 5-minute spotlight. Try to do that every week and highlight somebody that's just rocking it out on our team. And we also have our very, very special guest, Sapphire Ambassador Julia Brown. And I absolutely adore Julia Brown. I got to spend some time with her when we had the training in Virginia with Dawn Andrews, that she and some other Jules had put that together. And so that was just phenomenal. And I'm excited for you to share more of your story tonight, Julia. But first, so thank you. Thank everybody again for being on. And Emily Troublefield has been an absolute rock star this month. And we want to just kind of hear some of the things that she's been doing, because if you're anything like maybe you're like, what the heck are you doing, girl? She made the leaders board for the entire company. I think she was number 3 that week, or somewhere on that list. I can't remember, for top enrollers of the entire company of over 300 ambassadors. So that is phenomenal. Wow. And this was 2 weeks into her journey. And beyond that, up to this point, Emily has added 10 ambassadors this month. And so just absolutely incredible. And so, Emily, if you will, just kind of introduce yourself maybe and how you got started with Plexus and give us some of your goodness.
Okay. Well, Mary, Tanya and Mary were doing it for a while, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to do it, because of the money, and I have 3 children, and, you got to budget your money when you got priorities. And so finally I jumped on board, and I was like, man, I need to try to push it, well, you got to believe in what you sell, you got to believe in it yourself in order to persuade someone else to believe in it. So, I don't know. I guess anybody that likes my post, I just immediately follow up with them, Yeah, it doesn't hurt to ask. They probably, and that's really how I've gotten a lot of feedback is doing that, because then once they're intrigued, I've been able to explain to them and just give them tidbits of stuff that I've learned along the way, and testimonies. Like Mary Monk, I've seen a big difference. She's lost 30 pounds. She looks amazing. And the energy, and a lot of my mom friends, because, by 5 o'clock, everybody's dead tired. And so that, and I really in God's favor, because I don't know. I've just been rocking it out. I don't know. I guess I've been harassing people. But that's what you got to do, hey, if they, all they can say is no, right? So, I've been posting. And so I've been able to make my money back plus some, and that's helped amazing. That's helped tremendously. And then once you do that, it gives you that extra drive to do it more, And so, and I think it's good for me because I feel needed somewhere else besides home or work or being a mom. It gives me a little inspiration to help others. And so I think that my passion has become a little bit more being successful in something else. And so I really enjoy doing that. But I'm more like, if y'all have some questions for me, I can answer, because this is kind of my first time doing something like this. So I don't know what to say.
I think you've done great. I think you've shared, some of the very, very strong basics of why and how to be successful. And that is to just, when God lays it on your heart, when you find that in your heart and you find that passion, you just share it and you just run with it, and you're fearless about it. And so, does anybody have a specific question for Emily really quick? So, Emily, you've done a lot of just, going after those people that you love and care about and sharing the products with them firsthand, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And really, I haven't. A lot of the people are just Facebook friends. You know, some of them I don't even really see like that. Some of them I'm close to, some of them I don't. But I think all as it takes is that one post for that one person to see at that one time of the day. You know, and it triggers them. I mean, and I've got several potentials that, you know, that can't afford it right now, but they're going to follow up with me. And so, I mean, I have a list of people that I know to check back with in 2 weeks. I know to check back with in a month. You know, one girl had ordered off the internet, but she was wondering, you know, she said that she was going to order from me next month because she wanted to join. So, I mean, I have several people that are going to order, you know. So, you know, it's really just worked out for me. Like I said, I follow up constantly, and I check on the ones that I do have, you know, and I hope not to have any more of those incidents.
Yeah.
But, you know, I continuously follow up with them, and then I ask the ones I've signed up, they might know anybody that want to sign up, you know. Not my ambassadors, but like my customers, the ones that just have purchased the product. Like I asked one of the ladies today, and she said, yes, she knew of a few ladies, so she sent me their names, and so I'm talking with them now. So I've got like 10 people now that I'm on my list, you know, that I'm trying to work with. So, you know, I mean, you win some, you lose some, but I think it's just important to believe in the product. You got to believe in what you're selling. Or marketing, you know what I mean? And the rest is up to God. If it's God's will, you know, it'll work out. So I'm just blessed to be a part of it.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Emily, for sharing with us. And it's been exciting to watch your journey. And I know each time you add more, like, what the heck? How did you do it? You know,
thank you, girl, because I'll be honest, I was worrying you to death.
It's been fun. And y'all, one thing that I can say, her upline, Mary, and then their upline, Tanya, we started this little thread because Mary is her sister, and Mary's just kind of jumping in this thing as well in the past month or two, and then Tanya. And so we've started that messenger thread on Facebook, and we have just stayed in contact, I think, every single day. I don't think there's been a day that we haven't messaged each other. And if it's like after lunch and I haven't heard from Emily or Mary or something, I'm like, what are you girls up to today? And so I will say that those messenger threads are absolutely, they're contagious, and they're fun, and they're just so exciting, and they really just bring a lot of fun and excitement to that. So if you haven't ever been a part of one of those with your upline, and potentials or other people on your team, I would highly recommend doing that. So
yeah, I started one of those with all my ambassadors that I'd signed up, and I kind of just like send them out a little word of encouragement every day, just to kind of get them, you know, motivated. And I think some are not quite there yet. I think once the product really starts working for them, I think that they'll be more motivated to share too. So.
Absolutely.
But it's good. I'm really blessed to be a part of it.
And we're blessed to have you. Thank you again for sharing, Emily.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
All right. See y'all. Good night.
And so Julia Brown is going to continue and share with us on a topic of leading with love. And I think that does kind of go off of Emily's thoughts there about everything, and just how she has shared with that passion. And so, Julia, if you will, just kind of share some of your story, and we're happy to have you with us.
Absolutely. The first thing I want to say, though, is I met Elizabeth in Virginia Beach, and I was literally just connected to her the first second I met her. Really, the passion she has for this business and for leading you guys just oozes from her. And I just want to tell you that that's what I picked up from her the first 2 minutes I talked to her. She loves her team. And I just want to tell you guys how blessed you are to have a leader that absolutely has a passion for helping you and leading you. That is just such a gift. And she's a gift to all of us. But I mean, you're very blessed to have a leader like that. And I just want to tell you, you're in great hands. She is precious. And I can't wait to see what this team does with her at the helm. She's pretty amazing. And I want to also just mention too, I mean, about Emily, I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, she's been here how long? 2 weeks? And she's added 10.
4. She started on April 22nd, but didn't add a first ambassador until May 3rd.
I mean, and she's already, I can't even believe it. She was already talking about referrals. I'm like, that's unbelievable. I mean, I literally, like, that's not even anything I even thought about. It wasn't even on my radar. I was just, thinking, oh, how can I get it out there? I'm just very impressed by her energy. And I'm like, wow, I can't wait to see where she goes from here. That's pretty incredible. But I'm really, really thankful, guys, that you guys took the time tonight to come on. It's my favorite thing about Plexus, One Plexus. We all come together from different teams. Every time I get on a call, I learn something new from you guys, we can learn from each other. It's the best part about this company is that everybody wants everybody to succeed. And I think that's the biggest surprise that I found is the support and just, the love that everybody has for each other and helping each other. So I'm just really, really thankful you guys took the time to have me on and that you're all here. And I get to talk about something tonight that I'm very passionate about. I'm totally a heart person. Absolutely. And when I started this business, I want to tell you guys, it was about 16 months ago, almost 17 months ago. I literally I've never done anything like this. I've never done MLM. I've never tried anything. I've never done, any kind of a diet, anything like pill, anything like this. And this, for me to even be sitting here right now, I'm telling y'all, this is bigger than me. This is such a God thing because there is absolutely no reason why I'm even here. I could have missed this so easily, but I'm supposed to be here, and I believe that. I was put here, and I believe we all were put here. The fact that I just can't even believe it was a sorority sister of mine from Auburn. I went to Auburn, and I live in Atlanta right now, and she'd posted about Plexus for a couple months, and I was like, what is she talking about? I loved her and respected her, but I thought, she lost it. Is she gone crazy? What is she talking about? So finally I asked for a sample, and I tried it, and I was one of those people. I didn't want to try it, didn't want to like it, was certainly not going to share it. And when I tried it, y'all, I was one of the ones the first day I was running around my house, like cleaning, doing laundry, like what else can I do? And I was like, oh my gosh, she sent me 3, I'm going to run out. So by the end of the day, I was over hiding in the corner from my husband ordering. And it's so funny when I think back to that. And that night, and I think I shared this in Virginia Beach, and I haven't really told many people but when I signed up, I did wholesale because I wanted the cheapest price. It's not anything about sharing. But when I signed up that night, I woke up and I just laughed to think about this. I literally sat up in the middle of the night thinking, what have I done? Oh my gosh, I'm locked in. They're going to keep me here. Oh my gosh, what have I done? And I shudder at this. I almost called her and said, I've got to turn off. What have I done? I really got scared. And in my mind, I was judging what this was. And that was my first lesson. That was probably the biggest lesson I learned. And it will follow you through this journey. You can't judge what this is, and you certainly cannot judge who will want this and who won't. When I started on the journey, I just felt so good. I had to share it with my friends. It was like my favorite, shoes, purse, restaurant. I had to tell my friends. I was didn't think about this for business, didn't think I would even be doing this after a couple months. And I just felt so good. I had to share. And guys, what I found out when I did my first post, which was December 17th of 2015, did my post, and I literally had my hand on the delete button. And Elizabeth knows the story. I literally almost took it down because I thought any little bit of credibility I have is about to be gone. And I had my hand on the delete button, and guess what happened? A friend of mine said, Julia, I want it. And I was like, what? And I said, well, don't you want to know what it is? Because the post was just that little pink JPEG that says, I love my Plexus energy. That's all it said, because that was true. That's how I felt after about 3 weeks. I was just in love with how I felt. And so I put that up. She said, no, I don't want to know what it is. I just want it because I don't have any energy. And so then I started getting notes and comments on that JPEG. And guys, I realized really quickly how many of my friends felt bad. And that is not something I even really knew. I mean, with friends, girlfriends, we always talk about the kids. We're always talking about school. We're talking about all these, things that we go through in our daily life, but we never talk about ourselves and how we feel. It's always about the family. It's always about whatever. And I didn't realize how many of my friends felt bad and were sad. And a lot of other things started to come out. And I was hooked because I realized that people needed this and they were opening up to me. And I wasn't trying to, put myself in that situation, but it was almost like it was like they looked at me like they could, trust me. And it was like all of a sudden our friendship became something completely different. It was better. It was on a different level. We were getting real together. And then guess what? All of a sudden, you're getting close with people you thought you really knew. I didn't. And that is what's happened on this journey. It took everything I thought I knew, and it has escalated it to the next level. How I feel, relationships, the business opportunity. I didn't realize what a blessing all of these three things were going to be on my family. So, long story short, I just didn't look back. And I wasn't focused on, what I was selling. I was focused on the people. And that's my personality anyway. But honestly, that's what I fell in love with and what hooked me from the beginning. So when I did that, they were saying, Julia, do you know how many people you have? I'm like, no, I don't. I didn't look at my back office. I didn't even know how to use the back office. I was just going. I was just sharing what I loved about my journey, and people were reaching out, and I was helping them and sending water charts and trying to figure out, what to say. And my team, my upline, they were helping me with what to say, because honestly, I knew nothing, but I didn't wait till I had a story. I just sort of felt good, and I jumped on the train because the cars started coming and my train started getting longer. And before I knew it, I had a little choo-choo train, and here I was going. I didn't even mean to go. And so that's sort of what happened. And from the beginning, because I didn't come into this, to share or for a business or to make money from people, that was not it. From the beginning, I was leading with love, and I didn't even realize it. And it's not me. That's not anything I made up. I'm just saying a lot of people that are drawn to Plexus are heart people. They just are. They care about people. And I'm just telling you that is why this company is doing so well and why we're all so successful, because we are focused on each other teams, our customers, people we have, people we don't have, we still love on them. It's about taking care of each other. And to me, when you lead with love, and this is what I'm going to talk about tonight, for a little bit, is to me, when you lead with love, there are three main components when you lead with love. But before I get into those, there's one quick little thing I want to read to you guys. I don't know if y'all have read the John Maxwell 25 Ways to Win with People. This is a really good, not a long book, short book, but there's a quote in here I love, and this chapter is called Find the Keys to Their Hearts. I mean, that says it right there. You're leading with love, you're finding the keys to their hearts. And I love this quote. It's from Vince Lombardi. It says, coaches who can outline plays on a blackboard are a dime a dozen. Anybody can do that. But the ones who succeed are those who get inside their players and motivate them. And I think what that's saying is it's really more about the people than it is about selling them anything. We're not selling anybody anything, guys. We're on our own journeys. We use Plexus. We don't sell Plexus. We all use it. And we're sharing what we love about it. And guess what? That draws people in, because all we're doing, we're not selling them anything. We're bringing them on their own journey with us, and we're holding their hand while they're on it, just like you're holding me while I'm on mine. It's like links to a chain, and we just keep growing and helping each other along on our journeys. That's caring about each other, and that's the basis of this whole thing. So I feel like it's really helped my business to keep the people as the main focus. We're not selling, we're sharing, we're loving on each other, we're caring about each other. So to me, there are three main components that have helped me lead with love in my business. And that is the relationship piece, which could be, relationships in your life that aren't even in Plexus, relationships in Plexus. If we lead with love in our life and our relationships, amazing things happen. That's just how it works. And so the relationship piece is huge. Also with your business, which could be potential customers, if you go into a situation with a person with that feeling in your heart that you care about them and you don't want their money, you want to see how you can help them, amazing things happen. When you lead your teams from the perspective, what do they need? They all have things about them that they're amazing at. They might not even believe in themselves. You've got to, it's our job together as a team, not just as leaders, but just as a team in general together, linking arms. We've got to bring out the best in each other. Elizabeth may have something she's amazing at that I'm not as good at. I may have something I'm better at. You've got to find that part of the puzzle that where you fit and where your people fit. And when we all stay in our wheelhouse and work on those specific areas, it makes an amazing picture. So that business piece is huge. The third piece, and this is my favorite part to talk about, because this is the part I think is the hardest for everybody, is you've got to learn to love yourself. That is so hard. We're so hard on ourselves. We don't give grace to ourselves enough, in my mind. We're always thinking about, oh, I should have done that differently. Oh, gosh, I wish I would have done that. But we don't ever just cheerlead ourselves on and say, I did that better this time. Or, wow, that really worked out. And I'm so excited and proud of myself because of that. So the 3 areas that I'm just going to touch on tonight are the relationship piece, the business piece, and also loving yourself. So leading with love in those 3 areas: relationships, business, and yourself. So the first thing is relationships. And my favorite saying, and I saw this on Pinterest, this is not from me, I will not take credit for this. It said lead from the back. And I absolutely love that. Put your people first. As a leader, what is that? Sapphire, emerald, silver, associate, diamond. You know what? It's a rank, it's a title. Is it something to be proud of? Absolutely. But you know what that is? It's just how many relationships have you built since you've been here? If you're silver, you've already got relationships built. You're an Emily that comes in a couple of weeks. She's already building more relationships. How many relationships have you built? That is the real rank. Okay. That to me, it is not an ego thing. It's not a title. It's where you are in your relationship piece with Plexus. How many people have you shared with? And that's really what that means. And to me, that's the best part of this. The rank is something to be proud of, but the relationships are amazing. Also, slow down, guys, long enough to get to know your people. Okay, this can be potential customers. This could be your team members. Whatever, your friends, your family. I feel like with all this social media stuff and our phones and computer, everything, we're just rushing through everything. And I was the worst at that, because when this thing starts going, some people have a slower journey, some people have a faster journey. Elizabeth knows this about my journey. Just because you go fast doesn't mean it's easy or it's pretty. You've got to learn fast, and you make mistakes. And I told Elizabeth I could do a whole call on, what not to do, because I had to learn so fast that I didn't do everything right because I didn't understand everything. I was learning as I was going. And so I think if we slow down long enough, and that's hard to do for some people that are taking off because you're running behind the pink rocket, you're trying to keep up, and it's a blessing. But if we can just take a deep breath and slow down long enough to go, I need to just take a few minutes to get to know, my team. We did a thing, and Elizabeth heard this at my talk at Virginia Beach, but Betsy and Ehrenberger and I did 531 calls with our team. It was incredible. And we took the 531 that we all hear about, our daily method of operation, but we turned that into a relationship piece on our team. And we did 3-way calls with some of our leaders, and we asked them to take that 531 and write down 5 things that they loved about themselves, 3 things that they feared, and 1 thing that they wanted to change about themselves. Now, you take 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and you do a call on something like this, you cannot believe how this pours concrete on your team.
Julia? We'll give her another minute or two to hop back on, okay, guys? Thank y'all for waiting. This is good stuff. Is anybody kind of evaluating their relationships right now? Does anybody have any questions, any general questions while we wait for Julia to get back on?
What's the John Maxwell book she had? What was the name of it?
Good question. It's called The 25 Ways to Win with People.
25 Ways to
Win with People.
Win with People. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The things that she was talking about, the 5-3-1. She said 5 things you love about yourself, 3
Yep.
things. What's the 3 things?
That you fear. And then one thing to change. One thing that you would change about yourself.
Okay. I love that.
I loved when she shared that with the group. And you know, if you're on Maggie or myself's team, we've had coaching calls. We did a post with 10 coaching sessions, and so we've done some of those things, and it's really been eye-opening. It's been very helpful. We've had tears, we've had smiles and laughs, and it was just a lot of fun. So,
I'm sorry, guys.
we waited for you.
Oh my gosh, I was like, are they going to be there? Did they all go to bed? I don't know. I'm so sorry. It took me a second to get my Wi-Fi to work. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to talk fast. It said unstable, Wi-Fi, but then it never really does anything. So obviously it did this time. Okay. I'm going to jump back in. Okay. I think I know where I stopped. We were just talking about relationships and the 5-3-1 calls. So that's a great thing to do for your teams. It may take 30 minutes. It's going to be a little bit of a sacrifice of time for you, but what you're going to get back from that is going to be concrete poured on the feet of your team, okay? It's going to take that bond and it's going to make it really, really strong. And they're going to know that you care about them. And guess what? You're going to find out things about them you never knew. And you're going to go, what? I thought you were you loved, the thought of leading. Guess what you find out? Some people are terrified of that. And guess what happens? They start to pull back. I see it all the time because they're scared of promoting and leading. So you will find out all kinds of things from people that, that are going to be helpful for you to help them be more successful in their journey. Because a lot of times we don't even know how to voice our fears until we really write them down. And it's a great way to do that, those 5-3-1 calls. Then you can really get in there and deal with, because this journey, is it not the best thing? It pulls the Band-Aid off. It exposes our strengths, our weaknesses faster than anything I've ever been a part of. And what I love about it is it's helped me face myself and face my fears and work on those things that I know I need to work on. And it's strengthened me as a person, not just my business, in life. And these are things that we can help other people do. When we do it, we give them permission to do it. So it's important for us to dive into those strengths and weaknesses and deal with it. The other thing, are you having fun with your team? Are you guys laughing together? Are you talking about things other than Plexus? Build those relationships. Lead with love on your team. When you love, it isn't always pretty. It isn't always perfect. We can talk about real things going on in our lives. We can talk about struggles we have. Show your real self to your team. They want to know you. You want to know your leaders and they want to know you. We're not perfect people. We're all just real people that have made a lot of mistakes and we're just trying to be better than we were yesterday. So to me, getting real together takes everything to a whole new level. But you got to love yourself and trust other people to be able to do that. You got to have faith that people are going to love you even if you're not perfect. And guess what? They're probably going to love you more. Okay. Just because my internet just went out. Y'all didn't care, right? It's never perfect. Okay. The next thing, the business part. Okay. To me, this is the heart of the journey. We were talking about the rank. The relationships are the real rank. This is the heart of everything, okay, of your business. When we're sharing and growing, yes, our business is getting better, but look at what you're getting. Look at what you're sharing together. Look at these relationships that are being built within your business. Help your teams lead from love, not fear. This is my most favorite thing to talk about. This was brought up in a Jewel training. This was not from me. It was from Kelly Norman. I think she's amazing. She's a diamond, and I just look up to her so much. She talked about the fact we need to learn to share from love, not fear, because it is absolutely impossible to do both at the same time. If you are so afraid about what people are going to think about you, that's like taking the mirror and pointing it at yourself, okay? That's saying, oh my gosh, what are they going to think about me? What are they going to say about me? But guess what? When we turn that mirror around and we're focusing the mirror on them, and you're doing it because you care about them and you want to help them, you're leading from love. And guess what happens? The fear goes away, because there's no fear in sharing when you're putting your heart out there and you're sharing because you care. The fear is gone. It's impossible to have both. So you got to decide, am I going to be more worried about what they think about me, or am I going to put myself out there to possibly help somebody? Because if I do, you know what? That's pretty cool. And that's really what makes this whole thing work. You realize the more you do that, the less you care about the skeptics and the people that, the naysayers, because you know what? They need it too. They just don't know it yet. And in my heart, I believe that. When I love a skeptic, love them, because guess what a skeptic is, guys? They want it. If they're taking that much time to research and find negative things about it, it's on their radar and they're thinking about it. If they didn't care about Plexus, it would not be on their radar whatsoever. They wouldn't even care. But the fact that they're talking about anything positive or negative, it's on their radar. That's a good thing. Skeptics always end up, to me, coming around. It may take a while, but they want it or they wouldn't be talking about it. So remember that. It's not about you. It's not negative. It's up to them. All we can do is be here and share because we care. What they do with it is up to them. And if we just keep doing that, they will come back. That it just happens. Also, no islands, guys. Please, please, please. If you feel you are alone, that is just not really how this is set up. Honestly, there are so many people there to help you, that want to help you, that want to be there with you, that want to join you on your journey. There's not a diamond up on that stage that has ever operated from an island. Okay, you've got to, and it's hard because you see people with bubbly personalities and you may feel like the shy person, but that's okay, because you know what? You may be shy, but you have amazing gifts to give your team and to share with other people. But you have to connect to be able to find out what those are, and you learn from each other. So please, please, please don't stay on an island, because that is the thing I think that will kill a business, your Plexus business, more than anything, because that's where you lose your fuel, your steam, your fire. I get so much fire and so much steam from everybody else. That doesn't come from me. I'm not successful because of Julia. I'm successful because of all of these people I've learned from that started way before me, and I've watched them and listened to them and learned from them, and I take their fuel and their fire, and guess what, guys? It gets mine going. And then guess what we do? We pass that on to the next person. And so that's what happens. We can't be by ourselves on this journey. No islands, please. A big thing to do too is no one left behind. That's another big thing I have. And you can use this with potentials, people that you're reaching out to. And I'll talk about that first. Whenever I have my Franks list and I'm going through or I have it in a name and I want to reach out to them about Plexus, if I start to hesitate and I find myself judging whether or not I think, oh, they're not going to want it. They're not going to, why am I reaching out to them? They're not going to answer me back. That is not up to me to decide whether or not they're going to want this. So I back up, I pass over their name, and then I go, stop it, Julia. Back up, help them. What if they need you? And I send that note anyway, because what does it matter? No one left behind. So make that list of every person you can think about, because you don't know who may need you. You don't know who they know that may need you. Look at Emily with all her little referrals over there. You don't know where that link in that chain is going to lead you to that person that God's placed in you. He wants you to help. You don't know. So you've got to never, ever, it's not up to us to judge who needs this or who will want this. It's up to them to decide. We just have to plant those seeds so we can find out. Another way to bring people in so that they're not on islands is chat notes. Like Elizabeth was talking about, getting those messengers going, voice text. Take the time. I love a voice text. It takes 20 seconds to send somebody a note. It will make their day. I have an upline that did that for me, Brooke Abbey, when I first started, and it meant so much to me, because whenever I saw I would see that little arrow with that little line, and 10 seconds, 12 seconds, I knew it was going to be something good. She was going to tell me something good that I did, and I couldn't wait to hear it. And now I try to do that for my people. You cannot believe you can send out 10 voice texts in about a minute and a half, And you will get notes back like they think you have just made, like, it makes you want to cry because you didn't realize how much they needed to hear that. So just make sure that you're reaching out, and don't let anybody feel, if you notice somebody's by themselves, they could feel like that person at the dance. Nobody's asking them to dance. Because think about it, guys. If you're here and you're on Plexus, you want to be successful. You may not, I mean, if you want to do the business, that's one thing. I'm saying with your products, of course. But if you want to do the business and you've got somebody telling you, I want to try to get to silver, but then they get really quiet, they don't want to be quiet. They want to be successful. They want to feel like they're a part of a group. We've got to make sure that there's no one left behind, okay? We've got to bring them to the dance. We want everybody to feel like they belong, because they do. And we're one Plexus, of course. Okay, the next thing, guys, love this. Got to learn to love yourself. This is huge, 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 huge. You've got to take time to invest in you. We all have busy lives. We have kids. We have things pulling at us. But you've got to take care of yourself. And that could be, personal development, positive affirmations. That was another thing I got from Kelly Norman. We all were just riveted by her at training. Get up every day and look in that mirror. And it's the hardest thing you'll ever do. But look straight into your own eyes and tell yourself 3 things you love about yourself. And watch what happens to your day. It starts your day off, and you're like, you know what? You start the energy and the way you feel will become contagious, and you'll start to put that out, and you don't know how that could affect another person. I'm just telling you, the more we do it, the easier it gets, because it's not easy. I'm going to tell you, the first time I did it, I started, and I felt ridiculous, and I was like, why am I even doing it? And I was like, no, I need to do this because I need to see what Kelly's talking about and how it really feels. And do it when nobody's around, and you can say whatever you want, and nobody's going to listen, because this is really about you. So find that time and that place where you can just tell yourself 1 or 2 or 3 things that are amazing about you, because you're amazing, and you need to acknowledge that. Every little step that we take on this journey, we need to celebrate that, because it's huge. Silver to me is just as big as sapphire. I had to go silver too. None of us got anywhere without taking that first step, and it's huge. It's huge. Huge, huge, huge on your journey. So do that. Take care of yourself. Positive affirmations. Own your strengths and your weaknesses, and share that with people. Be open about it. Joke about it. We all have things we're not good at. That's okay. We all have things we're great at. But give yourself credit where credit is due, and give yourself grace where grace is due, because none of us are perfect. Heavens. I mean, every day I think, if I could just be better than I was last week, that's a plus. Don't try to be perfect. They do want to know you. Stay humble. No matter where we are on this journey, staying humble is everything. And we have to listen to others, be open-minded, learn from each other. We have a wealth of information we can learn from each other. Y'all, we don't even know everybody's story about, where they came from before they got here. That's a whole different conversation, because we've got people who've done incredible different things. Kelly Norman, she's ropes cattle. I mean, what? She's like in the rodeo. There are amazing stories. People have done amazing things. But we get here to Plexus, and guess what? It's the great equalizer. We're all here together. It doesn't matter how great you were before you got here. It doesn't matter what just disappointments and regrets you had before you got here. We get here, and guess what? We're together. It's all good. It's all even, and we're all going to learn from each other, from the things that we've been through in our life. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. Let's see what else. Allow success, guys. This is huge. We talked about this before. I see it all the time. People will pull back because they're afraid of leading, but also, are they really allowing themselves to see themselves as successful? Do they believe they deserve to be successful? That is huge. Give yourself permission to say, you know what? Why can't I do that too? This is for everyone. This is not for just a few people. It's for everyone. You deserve to be successful, but really give yourself that space to be able to say, you know what? I can go for this. It's okay. If I'm successful, it's okay. That can be me too. This does not exclude anybody. Anybody that wants this can have this. They really and truly can. So allow yourself to be successful. If you always, always, always lead from love, it doesn't matter what the outcome is. Your heart is in the right place. Your relationships will grow if you do this. Your team will grow. And the biggest thing, you will grow. And I hope that helped you guys. If y'all have any questions or anything for me, it's just been a big part of my business. I don't even think about the money part. If you just go with the relationships and the people and the heart and the love, I'm telling you, it all just comes. It just does.
Wow. I couldn't agree with you more, Julia. Does anybody have a question for Julia?
If you do later, you can always let me know too.
Yes. I just want to say yes to everything that you just said. I couldn't agree more. I love that you brought it back home with the fact that this is an equal playing ground. Nobody, not I, not Julia, not anybody else on this call, off this call, nobody. Yes, we had Emily share at the beginning of this call with things that she might be doing and she might be rocking it out. But there's nothing different about her than about you. You can do exactly what she's doing. She's being bold and she's sharing. She's building relationships just like Julia said. And I think that'll probably sit with me forever when you said that, Julia, that, your rank, it's not a name. It's not a bonus that you get. It's merely how many relationships have you built. I love that. And I thought that, but those aha moments, I just appreciate it. I appreciate everyone on this call. I appreciate having wonderful people like you, Julia, to just share with us and pour into us such deep, good stuff, because that is at the soul of not just network marketing, but this network marketing company. And I love you for bringing that home for us tonight. So
thank you guys. Y'all are wonderful. Best of luck to you guys. I can't wait to see where your team goes from here. It's going to be good. Big year ahead. Big year ahead.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.